Okay, listen, all you gotta do is say, hey, cousins, and say your name and say you are listening to Wrestling Color Podcast on YouTube. Okay? You got it. Okay, go ahead. Hey, cousins. This is Tiffany Stratton. It's Tiffy time over here at Wrestling Color Podcast, and that is what you're listening to on YouTube. Okay, bitch, I ain't asked you to do all that, but thank you. All right, y'all. Hey, cousins. Y'all like my drop? I got a drop from Tiffany Stratton. She was so nice to do that for me. Okay, with that being said, y'all see the banner. Y'all see the banner, child. Listen, I was minding my own business, doing my thing, enjoying my vacation. Vacation, all I ever wanted. Vacation, all I ever needed, right? And guess what comes across my damn timeline, child? Victoria Crawford stands by Tessa Blanchard despite racism accusations and merch backlash. We got another merch backlash. Let's go back. Let's go way back. Remember Tessa Blanchard went through all of her things, right? Thank you, Chelsea Green, for putting that bitch on blast. Let's give a round of applause for Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green said, don't be doing that empowerment shit, bitch. You wasn't empowering nobody. You was spitting on the girls. Anyway, so all of that had kicked off. Then Tessa Blanchard went over to WOW. And let me remind you what she was doing over in WOW Women of Wrestling, bought by Jenny Buss. Cause all of the offspring love going into wrestling, pro wrestling. It's almost like the mob running numbers and casinos. It's like the thing to do. So remember, she was involved with WOW back in their relaunch in 2021. It was a January tryout that was canceled due to COVID-19. That's surreal 3 years that I do miss. Disagreement over alternatives. Blanchard advocated for a virtual Zoom tryout, but they said, no, girl. Attitude problems. They viewed Blanchard's passionate nature as a positive, but ultimately her attitude became a point of contention. She was not part of the WOW plans moving forward, and she is not present at tapings. They just let her go quietly as they could, and she hadn't been involved in anything except she was down to the Mexico. It wasn't quiet because WOW tried to capitalize off of her racism with the Atomic Heat T-shirt that you see in the banner, the black shirt, and everybody was like, "Girl, like you really trying to do that? It's not even that motherfucking serious. It's serious, but it ain't serious for you to be going through those things, okay?" Let's not forget she walked off with the TNA Men's Championship, and TNA was like, "Can we get our belt back?" And she was like, "No, bitch." So here we are now, and TNA is owned and bought and sold and all these things. And I do notice that they're doing more of a soft relaunch per se for Miss Tessa Blanchard. Now, every time she's been coming out, I don't know if they're still doing it because I pop in on TNA every now and then. Every time she comes out, they use the infamous Booker T clip where he says, "We coming for you, nigga." And so what they do is they say, "We coming for you," and then leave the pause right there because you already knows what goes there. She comes out and she enjoys it. She revels in it. She takes it in. She drinks it in. And so what TNA has done now is they said, "Oh, girl, we're going to go ahead and do that as well." I Hate Tesha t-shirts are now on sale. So if you hate Tessa, why would you buy a T-shirt to say it when you could just go to TNA shows and say, "We coming for you," and you could watch her revel in the racism that she has built for herself, the racist empire. Not move away, not do the best you can, but lean into it. But Victoria Crawford, the first and only African American Divas champion in the WWE, don't get in my comments and debate with me about that. Don't do it. One of the best Northern Light suplexes in the business. I will give that to Miss Victoria Crawford. She sat down on some podcast that don't nobody give a fuck about because ain't nobody commented. They ain't looking for her. None of that. And she said, She won't be backing away from it. Formerly known as Alicia Fox, during an appearance on Going Ringside, she defended her on screen partnership with Blanchard and praised her talent and toughness in the ring. She says, and I quote, "So Tess is great. You know, she's a strong superstar at TNA. She's been there a long time, you know. Tommy Dreamer fills me in on a lot of her career history, which I find very interesting. Like, he's a big fan of hers in the locker room. Yeah. You know, she was in the men's division, like she held up her own there, you know. So she reminds me of like China, I guess, in a sense of like storytelling, of kind of like her ability, you know. Um like she brings to the table, you know, which I'm excited to be team with her. Like I think at this point in my career, it's either one of those things where if I'm not still learning something, there probably is a different role for me to be in the business, right? You know, um I'm looking forward to being with Tessa because she seems to really like, you know, I said, bring it. So I think my style's gonna change. So, like, selfishly, I'm looking forward to that. But, you know, all the girls are different. I'm so serious. That is exactly how the interview went because the issue was she knew what the issue was and she had to defend why her black ass would be floating around this type of shit. But what I heard here is I'm coming to the twilight of my career or whatever, and so I got to get in where the fuck I fit in. So you know what? You better get down or you better lay down. Nah, I mean, that's basically what she was saying. The backlash hasn't let up, with many fans insisting they won't support TNA or buy Blanchard related merch. Some accuse the company of making light of racism, while others warn this is why TNA is begging WWE to buy them. Still, Victoria Crawford, Vix Crow, Alicia Fox, is choosing to focus on the wrestlers standing next to her and not the headlines swirling around her. This isn't a good look for Victoria, but I tell you what they're doing. I'm going to tell you exactly what they're doing. They are leaning into all of the controversy because apparently any kind of promotion is promotion, whether good or bad, right? Uh, and what is happening here is it's going to come to a point where, listen, Tessa's not that girl anymore. She's teamed up with the black legend in Victoria Crawford. So we could go ahead and put to rest all of that racism stuff, right? But again, at this point in the game, I could give a fuck what Tessa Clanchard wants to do, wants to promote, and all of the things. I see again her Resoft launch, her YouTube. TNA has her promoting like home goods and more of a delicate, you know, edge. They tried to soften that chiseled chin of hers, but it's just like every time you look at her, all you see is you hate me because I called a girl the N word and spit on her. You know, you hate me because of that. And you hate me because I'm so good. And you hate me because I'm a third generation Blanchard. And you hate me. It's like, girl, you be in TNA, you do your thing. I will not be shocked if Tessa Clanchard ends up in the NXT. I will not be shocked. I can even predict when she does come over to NXT. Okay, they're gonna ease her ass over there. She's going to get the pop of a lifetime because we all are gonna be like, "Oh, word for real." What I won't be shocked by is if they don't invite Miss Victoria Crawford to be in her corner. That's what I won't be shocked by. Will Miss Victoria Crawford make an appearance in NXT? Like the Hardy Boys and Joe Hendry and all of the TNA folks, right? Will the inspirations show up in NXT? Sure, all of them will eventually. As long as this contract is still doing its thing, I predict Tessa Blanchard will be in NXT in all her hateful racist glory. And you know what they're gonna say? They're gonna say, "We coming for you," while Booker T is sitting right there. While Booker T is sitting right there, we get to play with racism, and it gets to be, you know, lighthearted, a good time, a moment where you saw where he was, damn, I wish I didn't say that. And now that shit still goes 20, 25, 30 years later. Yeah. Yeah. It's always a good time to play in racism. Dip your toe in it, mix it up. It gets you all of the promo that your ass can handle. All of it. So y'all tell me, what y'all think about Vix Crow? Is this going to help her image anymore? Probably not. Again, she just mixing it up. She trying to get a little chiz neck. You know what I mean? She got bills to pay. She got dogs to feed. But this ain't a good look. It ain't. You sound crazy as fuck. You couldn't even explain yourself smoothly because you already know it was stupid. You should have said something like, listen, lean into the shit. Look, I already know what she said, and she already know not to come at me like that because I whoop her motherfucking ass. But right now, I'm trying to learn more, build my craft up so I can go around the world and show people that I'm still here. Victoria Crawford, Vix Crow, is still here working and enjoying stuff. What she got going on in the back end, please don't think that I'm not aware of that. I'm very aware of that. And we talked about that. And she already know I'm not that girl. I'm not that girl. But no, Vix Crawford is going to sit there and stutter, fumble over her words, only to get to the point to say, well, I just got to make money. You know what I mean? The business, and sometimes you got to, you got to get in where you fit in. Nah, I mean, y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments, and I'll catch you in the next one.